Hi, we're Quaint and Furious Volumes. My name is James. Today's Thursday, and it's Poetry Thursday. It's also a week after the announcement of the 2024 Nobel Prize recipient, Han Kang. Congratulations, Han Kang. I know she's a subscriber. She subscribes to me, to Steve Donahue, and to Jack Edwards because everyone does. It's a weird list, but there you go. Um, I wanted to read some poetry by the great René Sully Prudhomme, who was the winner of the very first Nobel Prize. He's a French poet, um, born in 1839 and died in 1907, and he got the prize in 1901, the first year. Yeah, almost completely forgotten. I think if anyone knows anything about him, it's that he won the first Nobel Prize for literature. For a while, when I had first come up with the scheme of reading a bunch of Nobel Prize winners, I was interested in him because I couldn't find anything in English in print. I don't even think I found anything on Project Gutenberg. If I went and looked again, I think I'd probably find something, some English translations of him. So it was interesting to me. But last winter, I hauled this book, which is part of a series called the Nobel Prize Library, which I've never seen another book in this series before. But it has well, this one has Nelly Sachs, Jean-Paul Sartre, George Bernard Shaw, Silan the Finnish writer, and Sully Prudhomme. So it has five selections from five winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature. It also has the text of the presentation address, their acceptance speech, if applicable. The one for Jean Paul Sartre just has the announcement because he didn't accept it. And then it has, or I think he didn't. And anyway, and then it has like a selection from their writings, although there's no selection from Jean Paul Sartre. So I got this basically so that I could read some of Rene Sully Prudhomme's poetry. And it also has a lot of illustrations that are really good. This is some kind of woodcut by Andre Hamburg of Sully Prudhomme. So one of the things that people are often saying when they're talking about Sully Prudhomme is, this guy won it while Tolstoy was still alive, right? And yeah, so I'll read a couple of his poems, and you decide for yourself if he's better than Tolstoy. Here's a poem called "The Lost Cry." It's on an Egyptian theme. Um, From the abysm of immemorial time, the spirit rose and haunted me unbid, witness of Cheops' glory and his crime, and toiler at his granite pyramid. His knees shook, and his fragile body bent with weight of stone and stress of torrid heat. His muscles swelled, his fevered pulses beat, and like a tree the thunderbolt has rent, he uttered a great cry. It shook the air, it scaled the heavens, it shot beyond the stars, seeing that partial power that molds and mars, gives bliss to some and unto some despair. 3,000 years that cry has pealed unheard, and Cheops in his glory sleeps unstirred. By the way, so that's if you couldn't tell, that's a sonnet, and it's translated from the French by William Frederic Giese. Let me read another one. This one is kind of interesting. It's a poem on the afterlife, and there's a few others on. There's a couple of others on the afterlife here, but this is one called "We Shall Forget." It's also, I believe, a sonnet. So, I love you while I wait the immortal spouse who watches for me at the opening gate of blissful Eden, home of changeless vows, of fadeless flowers and bridals coronate. There I shall see, in God's resplendent house, where lovers dead choose an eternal mate. Your sisters gathered under olive boughs, where I, my earthly love, will abdicate. And you, not jealous at some angel's call, will leave me when you hear his blessed voice. Name you of all the blessed in his heavenly choice. We shall forget our old love's human thrall as fellow passengers at the parting way. Forget the frail bonds of a passing day. So, yeah, I don't know what exactly I mean, obviously it's all misty. I want to say flapdoodle, but that's a Steve Donahue word. It's all just a bunch of foolishness that after we die, we go to heaven and our spirits choose new partners. What sense does it even make? Why? Anyway, I'll read you one more, and this is probably the most lightweight of them, but it's called The Broken Vase. Maybe you'll call it The Broken Vase. The vase that holds this dying rose, tapped lightly by a lady's fan, cracked at this slightest of all blows, though not an eye the flaw could scan. And yet the line so light, so slight, etched ever deeper on the bowl, spread to the left, spread to the right, until it circled round the whole. The water sinks, the petals fall, yet none divines, no word is spoken. The surface seems intact to all. Ah, touch it not, the vase is broken. Thus oft the heart is lightly bruised by some slight word of those we cherished. Yet through the wound our blood has oozed, and lo, the flower of love has perished. Though to the world our life seems whole, the hidden wound is unforgot. It grows and weeps within the soul. The heart is broken, touch it not. Anyway, so that is the poetry of René Sully Prudhomme, scientifically proven to be better than Tolstoy. I'm James. Thanks for watching. Bye.